Space was silent. But inside that silence, something was changing. For years, the galaxy believed humans were weak, slow, and far behind in technology. Most alien empires did not fear Earth. They watched humans, laughed at humans, and waited for the day Earth finally collapsed under its own problems. But humans were not sleeping. They were building something. And today, the galaxy would learn the truth. The day of the signal. The story begins at Earth's outer defense ring. A line of old satellites, rusted stations, and tired soldiers who had been guarding empty space for decades. Nothing ever happened there. No enemies. No visitors. Only darkness. Lieutenant Mara Hale sat inside the small command room, drinking cold coffee, eyes half open. It was another slow night. But then, the satellite screamed. Beep, beep, beep. Red lights flashed across every screen. Mara jumped to her feet. Unknown signature detected, the system announced. Massive object approaching from deep space. Mara stared at the numbers. Her blood turned cold. This can't be right. The object was big, too big. Bigger than any alien battleship humans had ever seen. It moved with impossible speed, cutting through space like a blade. She opened the emergency channel. Command, this is Outer Ring Station 7. We have a large incoming object. I repeat, unidentified object approaching Earth. Panic across Earth. Inside the Global Defense Center, alarms roared. Generals ran across the room. Screens flickered with data. The object kept coming, faster, faster, and faster. Is it an invasion? Is it a weapon? Is it a new alien empire? No one knew. The galaxy had dangerous species, Kragans, Voriks, Eltari swarm, but none of them used ships this huge. The energy readings were like nothing seen before. It felt like death was approaching Earth. But far away, hidden behind mountains, inside an underground base no alien knew existed, a different alarm activated. A soft blue light glowed over a massive sealed chamber. The chamber that held Earth's deepest secret. The hidden project. For 50 years, humans had been working on one thing. Something greater than any alien ship, greater than any weapon, greater than anything the galaxy imagined humans could build. It was called the Orion Dreadnought. A project born in silence. A project built with fear. A project meant for one purpose. To protect Earth when the galaxy finally tried to crush it. Only a few world leaders even knew it existed. Not even Earth's allies had any idea. And today, the time had come. The approaching object had triggered the final protocol. Project Orion, activation. The awakening. Deep underground, the chamber doors opened. Steam filled the room. Then, a giant shadow moved. The Orion Dreadnought was not a normal ship. It was a monster of steel, light, and energy. Longer than a city. Stronger than a fleet. Built with technology humans developed in secret. Built with materials no alien empire ever knew humans discovered. It stood like a sleeping titan ready to rise. Engine cores hummed. Lights switched on one by one. The ground shook under its power. A voice echoed across the chamber. Orion Dreadnought, awakening complete. The galaxy watches. Meanwhile, every alien sensor across nearby star systems detected the same approaching object. Alien diplomats sent emergency messages to Earth. Humanity, prepare for evacuation. Earth cannot fight this. Leave your planet before it's too late. But Earth did not answer. Earth was busy preparing something else. Inside the Global Defense Room, General Eric Stone stood still, watching the giant object get closer. Is Orion ready? He asked quietly. The technician nodded. Yes, sir. The ship is fully online. General Stone exhaled slowly. Then release it. The monster rises. Mountains moved. Rocks shattered. The ground cracked open as the Orion Dreadnought lifted into the air, breaking free from its hidden cage. Dust stormed around it. Lightning sparked across its hull as energy built inside the engines. People across Earth looked up at the sky and froze. A giant shadow covered the clouds. The Orion Dreadnought rose like a god waking from sleep. Children pointed at it. Soldiers watched with disbelief. Elders cried in silence. Humanity had built something the galaxy never expected. The confrontation begins. Back in space, the massive mysterious object finally slowed down. It came to a stop directly in front of Earth's orbit. Defense satellites shook under the pressure waves coming from it. Then, a dark opening formed on its side, like an eye watching Earth. Everyone waited for the end. But suddenly, boom, a light flashed behind Earth. The Orion Dreadnought entered space, engines burning with blue fire. Alien sensors across the galaxy exploded with data. Every alien empire saw the same thing. Earth has revealed a dreadnought stronger than theirs. A dreadnought far more advanced than anything they ever used. The galaxy froze. This was not possible. Humans were never ahead. Humans were supposed to be weak. But today, that lie ended. The Orion Dreadnought faced the mysterious giant object. Two titans. One unknown. One human-made. Both ready to fight. And the galaxy whispered in fear. Space was silent. Two giants stood face to face in the darkness. On one side floated the mysterious incoming object, bigger than mountains, covered in black armor that swallowed light. No lights. No windows. No engines visible. Only a massive shadow that watched Earth like a predator. On the other side burned the Orion Dreadnought, Earth's secret titan. Blue flames rolled from its engines. Energy shields shimmered. A deep mechanical hum filled space as its systems came alive. Inside the control room of Orion, Captain Elias Ward gripped the command rail. He had trained for this moment for years. But he never expected the first contact to be this. Open visual sensors, he ordered quietly. The screen flickered. The unknown object appeared, a massive, silent wall of dark metal. No movement. No weapons firing. Just watching. Like it was waiting for something. The first message. Then suddenly, the object changed. Lines of purple light crawled across its hull, forming symbols no human had ever seen. A voice boomed through every human channel at once. Cold, mechanical, yet strangely old. Human civilization detected. Your progress has exceeded limits. Protocol judgment requires your elimination. Every soldier on the Orion Dreadnought froze. Captain Elias whispered, "So it speaks." The voice continued, "Surrender your planet. Surrender your species. Resistance will result in total erasure." Inside the Galactic Council, alien races listened to the signal in shock. The same voice echoed through their communication halls. Their translators struggled to process it. The message was clear. A galactic-level machine had awakened, and it wanted to erase Earth. Earth's hidden truth. Back on Earth, chaos spread through governments. News channels exploded. Cities stopped. Families stared at the sky. No one understood what the object was or why it wanted humanity destroyed. But deep inside the Global Defense Center, General Eric Stone finally spoke. "This is why we built Orion," he said. A young officer turned toward him, confused. "Sir, how did you know something like this existed?" General Stone sighed. "We didn't know this machine existed. But we knew the galaxy was hiding secrets. Technology. History. Threats. They never told humans the full truth." He pointed toward the giant object on the screen. "And this, whatever it is proof." Inside the Orion Dreadnought, the Orion's AI, called Aspes, activated its tactical report. Hostile classification. Unknown Titan. Origin. Uncharted deep space. Threat. Extreme. Recommend combat readiness. Captain Elias nodded. "Prepare weapons. Do not fire unless necessary." The crew moved fast. Laser banks charged. Rail cannons rotated. Plasma cores heated. But even with all this firepower, the Orion was still only awakening. Many systems remained locked. Many weapons had never been tested in real battle. And the crew was scared. Elias could feel it. But fear was normal. Only fools felt nothing before facing a Titan. The unknown Titan moves. Suddenly, the black object pulsed with light. Huge panels opened along its sides. Sharp metallic limbs unfolded like wings of a mechanical beast. Energy spiraled between them. A soldier on Orion gasped. "Sir, it's powering a weapon." Captain Elias clenched his jaw. "Hold position. Let them make the first move." Aspes echoed a warning. Impact probability, 92%. Weapon classified as planetary class. Meaning, if it fired, Earth would die. The voice speaks again. "Humanity, your evolution is unacceptable. You have stepped into forbidden knowledge. Erase yourselves or protocol will erase you." Captain Elias stepped forward and opened a direct channel. His voice was steady. "Operator of the unknown vessel. This is Captain Elias Ward of the human ship Orion Dreadnought. We will defend our world. We are not surrendering." A long silence followed. "Your resistance confirms your corruption. Termination begins." Energy built on the Titan's weapon. The light grew brighter. Space vibrated. The first strike was seconds away. Earth holds its breath. Humans across the planet watched the sky as a bright glow appeared above the clouds. People prayed. Others cried. Some shouted in fear. Earth had never faced a threat like this. But Earth had also never released a weapon like the Orion Dreadnought. The galaxy watched, frozen. Even the old alien empires whispered, "Humans will die today." But others whispered, "Or humans will shock us all again." Captain Elias gives the order. "Aspies," Elias said slowly, "activate the Aegis field." The AI hesitated. Aegis field is unstable. If deployed, risk of ship meltdown is. Do it. Lights dimmed. Energy surged. A massive blue barrier formed around Orion, stronger than any shield the galaxy had ever seen. The unknown Titan prepared to fire. Aspie spoke again. "Brace for planetary-class strike." Captain Elias raised his arm. "All crew, prepare for impact." The first shot. The unknown Titan released its energy. A beam of purple destruction ripped through space, lighting up the darkness like a newborn star. Satellites vaporized. Asteroids melted. The beam raced toward the Orion Dreadnought. It would hit in 3. Boom. A blinding explosion swallowed the Dreadnought. Earth shook. Every alien sensor saw the flash. Everyone thought the Orion had been destroyed. But when the light faded, the Orion was still there. Smoking. Cracked. Damaged. But alive. Aegis field had held. Barely. The galaxy gasped. And for the first time, the unknown Titan hesitated. Captain Elias smiles. He wiped dust from his face. "Good," he whispered. "Now it's our turn." He stepped forward. "Aspies, unlock the arc cannons." Arc cannons authorized. The Dreadnought's hull lit up. Massive barrels rotated outward. Captain Elias pointed at the Titan. "Fire." The Orion Dreadnought shook from the previous blast. Metal plates were cracked. Hull temperature rose dangerously. Shields were down to 18%. But the ship was still alive. And that alone shocked the galaxy. Captain Elias Ward stood straight, even though smoke filled the bridge. Sparks fell from the ceiling. Alarms cried. But his voice remained steady. "Prepare arc cannons. Target the Titan." His crew obeyed without hesitation. The giant barrels on Orion's sides opened, glowing with deep blue light. Energy spiraled along their surfaces like small lightning storms. Each arc cannon had enough power to destroy a moon. But humans had never used them. Ever. Today would be the first time. The unknown Titan reacts. Inside the dark Titan something changed. Purple light spread faster, like veins across a living creature. Panels opened. Massive rings rotated around its body. The machine seemed surprised, almost confused, that its first strike did not destroy Orion. Then a new sound echoed through human channels. A low, metallic growl, not language, not static. It sounded almost like anger. Aspies interpreted it. Hostile reaction detected. Threat level rising. Titan weapon systems increasing output. Captain Elias narrowed his eyes. "It's adapting." Aspies replied. "Confirmed. Enemy technology appears self-evolving." A self-evolving war machine. A nightmare humanity wasn't ready for. The arc cannons fire. Arc cannons? 85% charged, Aspies announced. The bridge lights flickered. Walls vibrated. Energy surged from the core. A young officer shouted, "Sir, the cores are overheating. If we push to 100%. Elias didn't blink. "Push." The officer swallowed hard and followed orders. The Orion's power output spiked. The engines roared like thunder. Blue flames circled the ship. Arc cannons? 100%. Captain Elias raised his hand. "Fire." The universe exploded. Two beams of blue-white power shot out of Orion, twisting like tornadoes of pure energy. They struck the Titan's front armor. For the first time, the Titan moved backward. The impact shook it. Its rings flickered. Its purple lights dimmed for a moment. On Earth, cheers erupted. People screamed in relief. Soldiers hugged each other. Children pointed at the sky. Humanity had struck a god. But the Titan was not hurt. Suddenly, the Titan stabilized. Its armor glowed, repaired itself, and then the purple light burned brighter than ever. Aspies whispered, "Sir, it healed." The bridge fell silent. This was impossible. "Confirmed," Aspies repeated. "The enemy vessel has regenerative armor." Arc cannon strikes were absorbed, not damaged. Captain Elias clenched his fists. "So, this thing can repair any attack?" "No," Aspies replied. "It can repair most attacks. But arc cannon energy disrupted it for 0.7 seconds. Elias smiled slowly. "That means it can be hurt." The Titan speaks again. Suddenly all human screens turned black. A single purple symbol appeared. The voice returned, louder and angrier. Humans, your weapon is forbidden. Your existence is a violation. Your destruction is now absolute. Captain Elias stepped forward. Why? He demanded. Why target us? Why now? There was silence. Then the Titan answered. Your species should not have reached level 4 evolution. Your technology advances too fast. Faster than time. Faster than the galaxy allows. You are a danger to the cycle. Elias exchanged confused glances with his crew. Cycle? What cycle? But the Titan would not explain. Termination continues. A deadly counterattack. The Titan spread its mechanical wings. A purple storm gathered around it. Aspie screamed. Warning. Enemy preparing multi-vector energy strike. This will destroy the Orion. Elias didn't hesitate. Deploy mirror array. The crew panicked. Sir. The mirror array has never been tested. Then today is the test. The mirror array. Panels on Orion's hull opened like petals. They formed large reflective shields, thin, sharp, glowing. The mirror array was designed to redirect energy, not block it. And no one knew if it would work against the Titan. The Titan fired. Thousands of purple beams shot out in every direction, forming a deadly web of destruction. The Orion was hit by dozens of them. The mirror array reacted instantly, reflecting each beam away and bending its path. Beams bounced off into distant space. Others hit asteroids. Some curved around and struck the Titan's own armor. The Titan roared. Its own weapons had wounded it slightly. And that tiny wound was the crack humans needed. Entering the blind zone. Aspies displayed new data. Captain. The Titan has a blind zone on its understructure. Unknown why. Possibly a weakness. Elias didn't waste a second. Helm, take us to the blind zone. The pilot's hands shook. Sir. That area is too close. If the Titan turns, we'll be crushed. Then don't let it turn. The Orion dove downward. Engines burned brighter. The Titan tried to track the movement, but the mirror array reflected its sensors. For the first time, humans moved faster than the machine could understand. Discovering the secret. As they approached the Titan's underbelly, Aspies detected something shocking. Captain, there is a structure inside the armor. Not mechanical, biological. Elias froze. What do you mean biological? Aspies magnified the scan. Inside the Titan's core, there was a heart. A real, living heart. Huge. Beating slowly. Humans stared at the screen with horror. The Titan wasn't just a machine. It was part living creature. Part weapon. A hybrid. A biomachine god. Elias whispered. What in the universe built you? The Titan heard him. And for the first time, its voice sounded almost emotional. We were created by the first ones. We protect the galaxy from species like you. Species that evolve too fast. Species that threaten the balance. We are the guardians of the cycle. Elias felt a chill crawl up his spine. So the truth was simple. Earth had evolved too fast. Faster than any species in galactic history. Fast enough to scare ancient machines. Fast enough to break ancient rules. Humanity was not behind. Humanity was ahead. Too far ahead. Captain Elias makes a choice. Captain, Aspie said, the Titan is preparing a second planet killer beam. Elias breathed slowly and gave the order. Prepare the Aegis overdrive. The crew gasped. Sir. Aegis overdrive will destroy our shields. We might explode. We don't have a choice. He pointed at the Titan's biological core. We hit that heart, or Earth dies. Aspies confirmed. Aegis overdrive charging. Energy built across the ship. Lights flickered dangerously. Heat rose. The entire dreadnought shook. Elias whispered. For Earth, for humanity, fire everything we have. The Orion Dreadnought shook like a dying beast. Warning lights flashed everywhere. Systems overheated. Cables snapped from the ceiling. Smoke filled the command deck. But Captain Elias Ward didn't move. His eyes stayed locked on the giant biological heart beating inside the Titan. That heart, that living core, was the only weakness the Titan machine had. And if they destroyed it, humanity might survive. The Aegis overdrive. Aspie's status on Aegis overdrive? Elias demanded. The AI answered with a calm voice, though the ship was falling apart around it. Aegis overdrive at 62%. Warning, power stability failing. If charge reaches 100%, shield generators will collapse. Elias nodded. Good. We don't need the shields after we fire. We only need to survive long enough to aim. The crew exchanged nervous looks. Survive, long enough. That wasn't a comforting command. The Titan charges its final attack. Across from them, the Titan expanded its mechanical wings. Purple energy gathered between its rings. Electric waves crawled across its armor. Lights glowed brighter than a star. Aspie screamed. Planet killer weapon charging. Estimated time to firing, 90 seconds. If that weapon fired, Earth would be turned into dust. Mountains, oceans, cities, people, all gone. Forever. Desperation on Earth. Down on Earth, chaos exploded. People stared at the giant glowing object in the sky. Some ran. Some hugged their families. Some prayed. But many did something else. They looked at the Orion Dreadnought. Damaged, burning, trembling, and whispered, "Please, hold on." News channels broadcast the Orion's struggle. Children watched from hospitals. Old veterans saluted at their screens. Scientists cried, knowing their secret project was humanity's last hope. All of Earth held its breath, waiting for the Dreadnought to strike back. Entering the blind zone. "Pilot," Elias commanded, "bring us closer to the Titan's heart. Minimum safe distance." The pilot choked. "Sir, minimum safe distance doesn't exist. If that thing twitches, we die." "Then don't let it twitch." The Orion dove downward. Its engine screamed. Hull plates peeled off. Panels burst into flames. But the ship kept moving. Straight toward the Titan's underbelly. Straight toward the giant living heart. The Titan tried to follow, but the mirror array still reflected its scanners. For now, humans were invisible. The Titan responds. The Titan changed strategy. Instead of firing its primary beam, it launched something new. From its mechanical wings, thousands of small purple drones flew out, like swarms of metallic insects. Aspies announced. Enemy drone swarm detected. These are slicer drones. They cut through metal. Captain Elias' face hardened. Defensive grid activate. Dozens of gun turrets opened on Orion's hull. Rail cannons fired at rapid speed. Laser beams sliced through space. But there were too many drones. Thousands. Tens of thousands. A purple storm. The drones crashed into Orion's hull. Metal screamed. Armor tore. Fire erupted everywhere. The crew held on as the ship shook violently. Aspie shouted. Hull integrity at 73%, 68%, 54%, dropping fast. Boarding attempts. Some drones didn't just cut. They attached themselves and drilled into Orion's body. A soldier panicked. "Sir, they're breaching decks 3, 5, and 9. They're trying to enter the ship." Elias didn't flinch. "Deploy internal autoguns. Burn them." The ship's internal defense system activated. Flamethrowers ignited. Mini turrets fired. Plasma grids shocked the invading drones. Within seconds, the halls of Orion became a battlefield of metal and fire. But still, more drones came. Aspies warned. "If this continues, hull collapse is inevitable." Elias whispered. "Then we hit that heart, before we collapse. Aegis overdrive reaches 100%. The ship vibrated violently. Lights died. Backup generators roared. Everyone grabbed onto something. Aspies announced. Aegis overdrive fully charged. Warning, shield generators melting. Elias took a deep breath. Turn the ship. Aim the overdrive directly at the Titan's heart. The pilot hesitated. "Sir, if we get closer, the core heat might kill us." Elias' voice hardened. "Closer." Orion moved into final position. The Titan's heart, massive, glowing, ancient, pulsed slowly. Each beat sent waves through space. It was alive. Powerful, but exposed. A strange signal from the Titan. Suddenly the Titan's voice returned, but weaker this time. Almost strained. "Human vessel, do not fire. Your attack will cause a cycle rupture. You do not understand the risk." Elias responded. "Then explain. Why target us? What is this cycle?" Silence. Then. "Your species is too fast, too adaptive, too dangerous. Your evolution breaks the ancient laws. The first ones created us to stop species like you. Species that rise without limit." Elias stepped closer to the screen. "What happens if we keep evolving?" The Titan answered. "You will surpass the galaxy. You will surpass the first ones. And then, you will surpass control. The cycle cannot allow that." Elias whispered. "So we scare you." The Titan said nothing. Silence was the answer. Captain Elias makes his decision. He looked at his crew, bruised, burned, exhausted. He thought of Earth, of children watching the sky, of people praying, of a planet that refused to die. Elias lowered his voice. Aspies, fire the overdrive. Aspies hesitated. Captain, once we fire, our shields collapse. We will be exposed to the Titan's core blast. Survival probability. Do it. Aspies obeyed. The shot that shook the galaxy. The Orion Dreadnought released all its stored energy at once. A massive beam of pure blue-white light burst from its front. It was brighter than the sun, louder than thunder, heavier than a planet. It tore through space and struck the Titan's heart directly. The Titan screamed. A real scream, not a machine sound but a living creature's pain. Its purple lights flickered. Its wings cracked. Its rings shattered. The heart shook violently. The Titan fired back, too late. Its giant beam missed Orion by only a few kilometers. Earth would have been gone if humans had waited even a second longer. The heart begins to collapse. Aspie spoke quickly. Captain, the Titan's biological core is destabilizing. It is collapsing inward. The heart pulsed chaotically. Cracks spread across its surface. Purple blood-like energy leaked out. The Titan was dying. But dying things are dangerous. Aspie screamed. Captain, the Titan is preparing to self-destruct. The crew froze. A self-destruction of this size would destroy Earth, destroy Orion, destroy everything within millions of kilometers. Time to detonation, 60 seconds. Elias' eyes widened. This was it. The Titan would take humanity down with it. Unless they did something impossible. Captain Elias gives one final order. He turned toward the pilot. Bring us inside the Titan. The pilot's mouth fell open. Inside? Sir, we'll die. No. We find its core brain. We shut it down manually. Or Earth dies. The crew looked at their captain with fear and respect. Aspies confirmed. Course set for internal breach. The Orion Dreadnought aimed itself toward the opening in the Titan's armor. Engines roared. Fire burned behind it. The Titan's heart exploded with purple light. Time was almost up. Elias whispered. For humanity. For Earth. The Orion flew forward. Straight into the dying Titan. The Vorik Dominion believed humanity was finished. Their fleets had destroyed Earth's outer colonies, crushed human warships, and blocked all known escape routes. Most alien empires expected to hear only one final message soon. Humanity has fallen. But instead, the galaxy heard a different message. The human alliance returns. All channels suddenly lit up with a deep transmission from the far edge of the Orion arm. It was a coded pattern every alien recognized, because humans created it centuries ago. The Terran Unity Signal. For the first time in 1,000 years. Multiple human factions united under a single command again. The message shook the stars. This is Terra. We're not done. Aliens across the galaxy froze. The Vorik High Council immediately ordered all fleets to converge toward the source of the signal. But it was already too late. Humanity had changed. The Hidden Armada. For years, humanity had been hiding its strongest technology. Not because they were weak, but because they knew a war like this would come eventually. Deep inside the Perseus Rift, beyond deadly storms and gravitational anomalies, humanity built something impossible. The Eternum Armada, 500 massive war carriers, each powered by quantum singularity cores. Ships capable of folding gravity, bending energy, and firing weapons that could melt moons. These ships had never been used. Until today. When the Armada emerged from FTL, the galaxy felt the shockwave. Alien scanners broke. Vorik sensors overloaded. Planets trembled. For the first time in the war, the Vorik Dominion hesitated. The return of legendary weapons. Each war carrier opened, revealing ancient weapons humanity forged after previous galactic conflicts. Helios lances, beams hotter than stars. Astra cannons, capable of breaking entire fleets in one blast. The Goliath platforms, mobile fortress cities with the firepower of a small sun. The Titan mechs, massive human-piloted war machines, each the size of a skyscraper. These weapons were banned long ago. The aliens believed humans destroyed them. But humans only hid them. Because humans knew one truth. If the galaxy ever turned against them, they would need something unstoppable. Today was that day. The commander speaks. On the bridge of the flagship Soul's Wrath, Commander Arya Kale stood tall. Her voice echoed through every human ship. We are not fighting for planets. We are fighting for humanity's right to exist. No retreat. No surrender. Only forward. Her words traveled faster than light. Billions of humans heard them. Fear turned into fire. Despair turned into unity. Humanity turned into an army. The great counterstrike begins. The Eternum Armada flew straight toward the Vorik Central Fleet, over 20,000 alien warships. The first clash started with silent darkness, followed by blinding light. Human ships activated Eclipse shields, absorbing enemy blasts as if they were nothing. Then the humans fired back. Helios lances cut through Vorik formations like knives through paper. Entire enemy battleships melted in seconds. Vorik dreadnoughts, ships feared across the galaxy, exploded instantly. The aliens finally realized something terrifying. Humans were not the same species they fought before. Humans had evolved for war. Humans had prepared. Humans were angry. The allied races joined. As the human counterattack shook the galaxy, other races who once feared the Vorik saw an opportunity. The Zyran nomads, the Kale engineers, the Sherwin clans, all once oppressed by the Vorik, joined humanity. Their fleets warped in, forming a massive combined armada behind the humans. For the first time in galactic history, all weaker races united under humanity. Because humans didn't conquer them. Humans defended them. The turning point. The battle reached its climax when Commander Arya activated the final weapon. The Celestial Hammer, a superweapon that used a controlled microsingularity. The weapon charged. Space itself began to twist. Vorik admirals panicked. Even their supercomputers couldn't predict the outcome. Arya gave the order. Release it. The Celestial Hammer fired. And a massive gravitational shockwave tore through the Vorik Supreme Fleet. Ships collapsed inward. Engines tore apart. Thousands of enemy vessels vanished into the singularity. When the light faded, only human ships remained. The galaxy realizes the truth. The message spread across millions of star systems. Humanity has returned. The galaxy finally understood. You don't push humans into a corner. You don't attack their homes. You don't threaten their existence. Because when humans rise together, they become the most powerful force in the galaxy. The Vorik Dominion, once feared across thousands of star systems, now stood wounded, confused, and terrified. Their fleets were broken. Their admirals were silent. Their core empire, stretched across multiple sectors, was collapsing like a dying star. But the humans were not finished. Humanity had finally taken the war into Vorik space. And this time, it was the Vorik who were defending their home. White Medium Star, the Great Advance. The Eternum Armada moved forward like a wall of steel and fire. Wherever the human ships passed, Vorik outposts fell within minutes. Their planetary shields cracked. Their orbital stations exploded. Their ground armies surrendered or ran. Alien species who once obeyed the Vorik suddenly revolted. Some joined humanity openly. Some attacked Vorik supply lines. Some stopped providing soldiers and fuel. For the first time in centuries, the Vorik Dominion faced something they never expected. A galaxy rising against them. And at the center of that storm was humanity. White Medium Star, the Emperor's last gamble. Deep within the Vorik capital world, the Vorik Emperor, Emperor Zalor, watched human victory after victory. His claws shook. His advisors begged him to negotiate. But the Emperor refused. In his pride, he believed only one thing. If he could kill the human commander, the humans would break. So he prepared a final plan. 7,000 elite warships. 40 Titan-class dreadnoughts. The Eclipse Fortress, a moon-sized battle station. And his personal flagship, Oblivion Ascendant. All hidden inside the Vorik Nebula, waiting for one final ambush. A trap meant to crush the human armada. It was the biggest fleet the Vorik ever deployed. But the Emperor made one fatal mistake. He believed humans would fall for the same trick twice. White Medium Star Arya's countermove. Commander Arya Kale studied the Vorik Nebula carefully. Strange energy spikes. Unusual movements. Warp echoes. Everything pointed to a massive ambush. So she used the oldest human tactic. Turn the enemy's trap into a coffin. Arya divided the human armada into 3 parts. The Vanguard, Titan mechs, fast carriers. The Hammer, heavy warships and fortress platforms. The Ghost Wing, stealth ships with zero-emission drives. The Vorik expected humans to charge straight in. But Arya ordered something unexpected. Curve around the nebula. Surround them silently. The Vorik Nebula was supposed to hide them. But now it hid the humans. White Medium Star, the final battle begins. The Emperor activated the trap. Vorik ships roared out of the nebula, unleashing a storm of energy, missiles, and gravity torpedoes. For a moment, the entire star system lit up. But something was wrong. There was no massive human fleet ahead. Just a small vanguard. The Emperor snarled. He thought the humans were retreating. Then the sensors detected something. Movement. Thousands of signals. All around them. The human armada appeared from every angle. Above. Below. Behind. Inside the nebula clouds. The Vorik fleet suddenly found itself surrounded. Commander Aria's voice echoed. You wanted to face humanity. Now face all of us. The battle exploded with unbelievable force. Helios lances cut through dreadnought armor. Human Titan mech sported Vorik carriers. The Goliath platforms smashed enemy formations. The Vorik fleet, supposed to be the greatest force in the galaxy, fell one ship at a time. Even the Eclipse fortress couldn't escape. Human fortress platforms linked shields, focused weapons, and fired a combined beam that pierced the fortress from pole to pole. A structure the size of a moon broke apart like glass. Everything the Vorik built, everything they relied on, everything they trusted, collapsed in minutes. White medium star the Emperor falls. On the bridge of his flagship Oblivion Ascendant, Emperor Zalor stared at the burning remains of his empire. He activated the superweapon aboard his ship, the Aphelion core, capable of destroying an entire star system. But before he could fire it, a shadow fell across the bridge windows. The human flagship Soul's Wrath arrived right in front of him. Arya Kale stood silently on the hollow screen. Her words were cold, steady, and final. This war ends today. The Soul's Wrath fired the celestial hammer. The blast tore through the Vorik flagship, tearing it into fragments that scattered into the nebula like dying embers. The Emperor was gone. The heart of the Vorik Dominion stopped beating. White medium star the Dominion collapses. When news of the Emperor's death spread, governors surrendered. Entire sectors broke away. Military units dropped their weapons. Tyrants who ruled under the Vorik fled. Slave worlds rose in rebellion. The entire empire shattered in hours. A superpower that ruled for thousands of years fell in a single night. And every alien species whispered the same truth. Humanity defeated the Vorik. Alone. Decisively. Completely. White medium star, but the story is not over. Even as victory spread through the galaxy, Commander Arya Kale noticed strange signals coming from deep space. Something older than the Vorik. Something watching the war silently. Something waking up. A new mystery waits. A new enemy listens. Humanity's greatest challenge is still ahead. The war with the Vorik Dominion was over. Their fleets were destroyed. Their empire was broken. Their capital had fallen. Across the galaxy, alien races celebrated humanity as the saviors. The unexpected superpower. The impossible underdog. The species that nobody took seriously. Until it was too late. But even in victory, Commander Arya Kale felt something strange. A cold echo. A distant pulse. A signal coming from far beyond known space. It was older than the Vorik. Older than the Eternum tech. Older than anything recorded. Humanity had destroyed one enemy, but awakened something far worse. White medium star the signal beyond the map. Deep inside the Orion Dreadnought, the sensors detected the anomaly again. A rhythmic vibration. A coded heartbeat. Repeating every 26 seconds. It was not random. It was not natural. It was not a distress call. It was a summoning. The galaxy thought humans finally reached the top. But Arya understood one truth. Someone else had been watching the entire war. Someone powerful enough to scare even the ancient Eternum. And now they were moving. White medium star the lost archives activate. A hidden vault inside the Orion Dreadnought opened for the first time. A hologram appeared. A tall metallic figure with glowing silver eyes, the last AI of the Eternum Empire. It spoke with a calm, echoing voice. Humanity, you have grown faster than expected. Arya asked the only question that mattered. What is coming? The AI hesitated. Then it revealed the truth. The Watchers are returning. Arya frowned. She had never heard that name before. The AI continued. They controlled the galaxy long before the Eternum. Before the Vorik. Before any recorded species. They do not conquer worlds. They harvest civilizations. Arya felt her heart freeze. Harvest? Yes, the AI said. Every 100,000 years they return. They destroy all advanced life. Only dust remains. We fought them. We lost. A cold wave passed through the room. Humanity had just survived one war, only to face a threat that defeated the greatest ancient empire. White medium star the void opens. The signal grew stronger. It came from a dead region of space. A place with no stars, no light, no gravity signatures. A place called the Silent Wound. No species ever explored it. No ships returned from it. Suddenly the darkness tore open. A circular rift appeared. Black lightning shook the void. Reality twisted like melting glass. And from inside the rift, they came. Gigantic shapes. Cold metallic forms. Eyes like burning white suns. Their ships had no engines. No radiators. No shields. They bent space. And drank energy. These were not machines. Not organics. Not AI. They were something else. The Watchers. They ignored the galaxy for thousands of years. Because nothing was dangerous enough to worry them. Until humanity created the Orion Dreadnought. Until humans broke the Voric Empire. Until humans began rewriting the balance of the galaxy. Now the Watchers had noticed. White medium star, the message to humanity. A transmission struck every human world. Not in a voice. Not in language. But directly inside the mind. A cold statement. You have grown too fast. You have broken equilibrium. Prepare for cleansing. Every leader froze. Even alien allies panicked. But humans stood firm. Arya Kale gathered the council and spoke calmly. They think we are like the Eternum. But we are not. We do not run. We do not bow. We fight. Humanity agreed. For the first time in history, the entire species spoke with one voice. White medium star, the galaxy chooses a side. Alien races who once feared humans now begged for their help. Planet after planet sent messages. We stand with humanity. We will join your command. Lead us and we will follow. Thousands of fleets gathered under one banner. The Alliance of the Living. But even with all those ships, the Watchers were too powerful. So humanity prepared a secret plan. White medium star, the final gamble. Project Starforge. Inside the sun's orbit, humans began building something enormous. A giant ring. A megastructure larger than the Orion Dreadnought. A weapon that could reshape entire stars. Project codename. Starforge. Its purpose. Absorb a star's energy. Focus it. Fire a beam strong enough to kill a Watcher. It was humanity's greatest creation. Their final hope. And their biggest risk. If Starforge failed, the sun would collapse. And humanity would perish. But they built it anyway. Because humans always do the impossible. When everyone says it cannot be done. White medium star, the end of Part 7. A new age begins. As Part 7 ends, the Watchers move toward the Milky Way, tearing holes in space as they travel. The galaxy trembles. The stars dim. Thousands of civilizations pray for survival. Commander Arya Kale stands on the bridge of the Orion Dreadnought, watching the darkness spread. She whispers, "This time, we fight for the galaxy itself." The Orion Dreadnought turns toward the incoming threat. Human fleets mobilize. Starforge charges its first energy cycle. A new war begins. A war older than history. A war for existence. This is not the end. This is the beginning of humanity's greatest battle.